What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be?
Ooh, that is the question. Hola, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the grand rising of the matriarch on this January. Let me make sure I got the date right. It is January 5th, 2024. I'm Minister SED13, and today's hostess with the mostest is I Minister Oyeyemi. I Minister Oyeyemi, please lead us into tonight.
Greetings. Thank you, I Minister SED13. It is with much respect and love and gratitude that I come in your presence. And I request that the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, the grand rising of the matriarch, the mothers.
Gotcha.
I give thanks and praise. I sit in the seat of absolute gratitude and gratefulness, giving thanks to my ancestors, to all those who have walked before me, known and unknown. I thank you. Gratefulness and gratitude for you.
Gracias.
And Google ancestors, you are welcome in this space, in this sacred space, in this sacred moment.
Gracias.
We honor you. We acknowledge you. We honor you. We praise you. We lift you up. We need you right now, ancestors, like we've never needed you before. You are powerful. Your power is unknown. There's no place you cannot go. There's nothing you do not know. There's nothing that's hidden from you. When you're no longer in this physical form, you're in your true essence. You go back from the realm of the spirit world. So we ask for your guidance, your protection, and your direction. We thank you. When we don't know where to turn, when we seem to be lost, when we seem to be, and we can't see, and when we're in the void, in the dark, in the unknown, and we're in the womb of the powerful mothers, we're in your womb, ancestors. And we thank you and we honor you. And we ask that you come forth and spread your magic dust all over this land, all over this motherverse, universe, omniverse, universe. There's no spot that you're not. We thank you, we honor you. We thank the ones who fought for freedom. We thank the ones who held the sacred space who did not fight. We thank the ones who were buried across that ocean and they refused because they saw the vision of what would behold them. And they said no. So we honor them and we go down to the bottom of the deep, dark immortal waters and we honor them. We honor the known and the unknown.
Gotcha.
We honor the ones, the financial bankers, the teachers, the doctors, the lawyers, the root workers. We honor you all, ancestors, who lived a virtuous and a righteous life. We honor each bloodline that's represented here this night. We acknowledge you. We honor the mothers, seen and unseen. We honor the darkness, known and unknown. We honor the void. We honor the womb, Wombifest. Because you have been taken out. But we will reach you back. We thank you, Wombifest. We thank you, Wombtuition. We thank you, Wombifestation. We thank you, Wombstresses. We thank you, mothers. We thank you, elders of the night. We thank you, ancestral ones. We thank you, ancient ones. We thank you. Your daughters are here. Your sons are here. Your children are here. And we're willing to go forth, to bring you forth, to honor you, to lift you up, to raise you up, to restore you back to your rightful throne, to the temples, to the 7 doors of Hathor, the 7 temples, and to all the deities that represent nature. We honor you. We thank you. And we send this love out to the universe. We send this love out to the whole world. And we sprinkle our magic dust for no wicked plots and plans to be placed against your children. And we raise up a nation. We raise and lift up and hold up the power, the presence, the all-knowing, the all-seeing, the all-being isness of who we are, our essence. To return to our store, to resurrect the grand rising of the matriarch, the mothers. Ashe, Amira, Maya, To, To, To.
Ache, Ache, Ache Trece. We are talking today about the Wombifest, which is like manifest, and how does the Wombtress multiply and be fruitful. I think this is a very important topic at this time because of the transformation that's happening on the planet. All of the darkness that is happening, a lot of people are afraid of it and they're not recognizing that that is a space to create. So could you tell us about how a Wombtress can multiply and be fruitful during this time? I'm Minister Oyeyemi.
By actually being in her womb, by actually being in her Wombifest, by actually being in her womb, by actually being not afraid to sit in the darkness, to sit in the void, to live in the unknown. When you're in your womb, the best, then that creates, that brings forth from the womb tuition, from the Wombifestation. So often, there's a book called The Cosmic Mother, and it's by Barbara Soon or something, but she talks about the dark energy, as people like to call it, the negative, and she talks about the light. And the light is the patriarch energy, and the darkness is the mother energy. So when we are mothers, what brings forth life? Where does life reside in the mother? Does it not reside in the womb? Which one is called the created? Is that not the sacral? Is that not where the womb is?
Mm-hmm.
So how can we possibly say that we manifest if we haven't done the Wombifest?
Well, you know this world is inside out and upside
If
down.
we have not set, yes, but why is it like that? Because if you look at religion, where is the womb? Where's the Wombtress? Where's that mother energy? How is it possible that you could have a father and a son without a mother?
Right.
We didn't come from the man. We didn't come from the male. The male came from us. So if we keep following this patriarch way, man not best. Everything is about a man. Everything is about the male energy in the patriarch world. That's why we have wars and rumors of wars. That's why we have strife and contention. Remember, love songs went away. But love is being returned. Love is being restored. Our emotions are coming back. That feeling nature is waking up. So the Wombifest is that feeling. That Wombifest is that womb tuition. That Wombifest is that Wombifestation. Bringing forth the manifestation. But if you step on the manifestation, then you step on that patriarch energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. When you turn the light on, what happens when you turn the light on? What happens to your eye?
The pupil gets
You
small.
have to adjust to the light, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. So if you have to adjust to something, is that truly who you are? Now, if you turn that light out, do you have to adjust to the darkness?
No.
Okay. And when you close your eyes, there's nothing but darkness. So and you're in the womb, you're in the darkness. So how is it possible that the light is more powerful than the darkness? How is that possible? When the sun is black, we'll never know that. That sun isn't yellow, it's black. But see, that's the hidden secret that they keep from us. So all those old teachings, they're not going to tell you where the power lies. They know where it lies. It lies between a woman's legs. But if you go back to the cosmic mother, and she talks about the matriarch energy, she says, guess who carries the matriarch energy? The block, B-L-A-K, woman, the block woman. In African spirituality, it has always been the mother. It has always been the energy that carries the Ashe. The land belongs to the sister. But if we're so not in tune with our womb, half of us ain't even in tune with our womb. So we're so busy trying to manifest. Oh, we don't like. So who gives you your teachings? So if you go back to everything that they told you, you're not going to pass yourself.
What would you say would be the first step? A woman is wanting to heal, and she's hearing this term to be with her womb. How can she express that? How can she, how is that real for her? What does that mean? What can she do?
Okay, first of all, we'll start with the vagina. Because that's the portal, that's the gateway. So we'll go back to, how do you feel about yourself? What do you think about yourself? Do you trust yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Do you have family issues? Can you be still? Do you give yourself to people? I mean, do you sleep with men and they don't, and you don't value yourself? You don't honor yourself? That's the first step. To go and say, okay, how do I trust myself?
Right.
Because if you don't trust others, you don't trust yourself.
Yes.
And you hear a lot of people say, well, I don't trust nobody. Then that means you don't trust yourself.
Right. Right.
Because if you truly trust yourself, your womb tuition, that Wombifest is gonna, that Wombifestation is gonna let you know who stands before you.
Absolutely.
So we go back to that vagina where everything starts. If you don't trust, you don't love yourself unconditionally, but it's a healing is like the peeling of an onion. It's a layer.
Yes.
If you have sexual trauma, it starts in the vagina. It's stored in your DNA. It's stored in your cells. If your mama has sexual trauma, if her mama has sexual trauma, you got all that sexual trauma.
Woo. Yes.
Whatever trauma your mama and your mama's mama and your mama's mama and your mama, you got that. It's in your DNA. It's in your bloodline.
That onion it's non-stop layers.
Yes. But not only that, whatever your mother got, you got. If your mother had gifts, she passed it down to you. Or if your grandmother had gifts, she passed it down to you.
That's it.
It ain't only the trauma you receive. You receive the keys, the harmony, the rhythm of that bloodline.
I received that.
But it's to go into that womb, go into that vagina, and say, you know, vagina, it's you and I no longer will allow myself or give myself to people who I know don't share the same energy, vibration, or frequency as me.
That's right.
We as sisters, when we meet somebody, it ain't about sleeping with that somebody. It ain't about being sexual with that somebody.
Not at all.
It's about seeing what the karma is between me and this person.
Yes.
Because this person comes to bring me something or to show me something. But we make it sexual. It could be a teaching. It could be anything. It could just be a relationship doesn't have to be sexual.
Yes.
But we make it sexual because they either fine or they saying your baby, or they got however we conceptualize that. But can you be by yourself without the sexual intercourse? Can you? Because if a person can make love to your mind and your heart, that's the sex.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's a mind thing. So often the average woman doesn't even climax.
That's the truth.
So if you have not sat with that vagina, if you not talked to her, and if you don't know your value and your worth, and if you haven't surrendered to her, then you won't be able to connect to your womb. How often have we ignored her?
Oh, forever.
Now, if you want to sleep around, you can do whatever you want to do. I can't tell you what to do. But I'm saying, as a sister, that's golden. Because guess what? People want to talk about marriage. You know, every time you sleep with somebody, you marry that person.
Yep.
Every time you have a sexual intercourse, that's the marriage.
That's right.
And if you think of mine, when you go before the judge and maybe you're trying to get a divorce or an annulment and you just got, what they say, has the marriage been consummated? Have you had sexual intercourse? That's the marriage. The marriage ain't the judge in a piece of paper. So when women say, oh, well, you know, we've been married, so and he going to divorce me and he going to go sleep with somebody else. Well, whoever he slept with, you sleeping with, and y'all all married together.
Right.
So we get upset because, well, I was his wife and he cheated on me. Well, guess what? That's just a piece of paper. Every time you have sexual intercourse, whoever they're set with is now in your energetic field. And it ain't just about the sexual intercourse. So you can protect yourself, but that sweat is going from skin to skin.
Right.
You're that's in your energy field. Doesn't have to climax in you, but that body fluid, that sweat, all of that is going inside of your skin in you.
Yes, indeed.
So if you don't honor, thank you. So if you don't honor your vagina, you don't honor yourself. And I'm not saying that you have to be. I'm not saying all that. But what I am saying is, if the person's energy, if the person's frequency, and the person's vibration don't match yours, and y'all aren't on one accord, then why are you sleeping with this person? What is this person bringing you? What are you bringing them? What are you building together?
That's scary.
So often we as sisters, we got to build the man. We told, support your man. Does he support you? Sometimes the sister come to lead, but she can't lead because she been told, the man is the leader. Who told you that? Who builds the home? Who's the one, you motivate, you cultivate, you doing all this, but who's motivating and cultivating you? You come to lead, you come to do what you got to do. You know your purpose and you know your destiny. But guess what? You're so trying to build them up that you're not following your purpose and you're not following your destiny. Or you're only happy when you got somebody. Why can't you be? Happiness is within, and happiness ain't without. You ain't got to have nobody to be happy. You just got to know what your Wombifest is saying. Can you Wombifest to bring forth the manifest? Because it's Wombifest something. Because if you talk about harmony, you can't have one without having the other. Everything's dark in a woman's womb. Everything is created out that dark void, the unknown. But we got to have the known. And when people start talking to me about the light, I just shake my head. Because I know you can say that you believe in the mother, but the minute you mention the light to me, you don't really believe in the mother. Because if you believe in the mother, you would be talking about the void. You would be talking about the unknown. You would be comfortable in the darkness. And you could talk about the darkness. You would be caught up into the positive, the negative and the positive. I embrace all parts of me. I embrace the shadow. I embrace the evil that's running through my veins. I embrace it all. I ain't trying to get rid of none of it.
Right.
Because I don't have to. That's when I love myself and I love what the universe brings. It's gonna raise it up. And it's not gonna. It can exist side by side. I ain't trying to get rid of nothing.
Yeah.
As Billy Topatati said, all that I am, all that I was, all that I have done, and all that has been done to me has brought me to this sacred moment. It goes back to when you see yourself as being sacred and divine. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see this physical form that we love so well? Or do you see a true self? That dark, primordial, liquid gold, that black hole. Can you see that? Can you feel that? But can you taste that? Can you touch that? Can you work with those six senses? Can you work with those five elements? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So we say we nature. Are we truly nature? Because you see, nature deals with the earth, nature deals with the water, nature deals with the fire, nature deals with the air, and nature deals with the ether, the spirit world. And if your deity doesn't deal with one of those elements, that's not a deity. figment of your imagination. So they gave you a book called G-O-D or G-D-D-E-S-S, and we say those word sounds. No clue to what, it doesn't deal with nature. So how can a deity that has no connection to nature, what power does it have? So going back to your wound, going back to how you heal that, is you actually start a conversation in that area. And you work with that energy. You practice it. You have patience with yourself, and you persevere. And if you want to start with one thing, if you're having problems with stability, find out what keeps you from being stable. Be bold enough to go back to that childhood. In the toe tag, Carlos Castaneda, I might not pronounce his name right. They have what's called recapitulation. It's when they go to a cave, or they go back, but they go back in space. They go back to that point of origin of where the trauma started, or where the drama is, and they go back to that, and that's how they bring forth the healing. So you got to be able to go back. Now, guess what? When you go back, you ask for it to be gentle, joyous, and harmonious. Why do we keep saying, "Oh, healing hurts"? Oh, cry, because we have what's called dendrite in our pineal gland, and when you create dendrite, creates tears, and that's the cleansing and the purification. So I can't create until I heal the vagina.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm unhappy, then I gotta find the source of my unhappiness. When you find the source, when you go to source, because you are source, remember we've been told that if you got something that comes and goes and lives in the sky, who gonna follow that?
It's interesting what you're saying because, it sounds like the womb is the solution for the healing. It has also been the cause for all of the things that have happened in terms of the way that the world is now, how people are mindlessly sharing themselves with each other. And so that energy just continues. Like you were saying that my mother, I definitely have it from my mother and her mother and her mother, and it gets passed on to me. And also whatever they encounter and experience and is strong in their energy gets passed down as well, just as you said. And so when people are aware of themselves and they do this womb healing, they're able to transform that energy so that when they do start to procreate, and not just procreate children, but procreate ideas and anything, you have a better chance. You have a better slate. You have it definitely is a lot more promising than creating from a place of a low vibration that is not, intentional or healing.
It's the Wombifest. When you truly are when you truly have a knowing of your womb and you have a knowing of your vagina, that's the Wombifest. Because it's going to bring forth a womb tuition. When I say womb tuition, that's the knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to bring forth the Wombifestation. That's when the womb begins to speak and share the wisdom. But until you can go in that vagina, see, everything starts in the vagina. That's what it really is.
Yeah.
The body is like a tree. There's a tree inside of us.
Uh-huh.
And it starts at the root. And it spreads upward.
Yes.
Charity begins at home. It spreads abroad. So we talk about, this is on my mind, we talk about children. Oh, that's an old soul. It's an ancestor, so why wouldn't it be an old soul? Do we really think about the things that we say word time?
Right.
We're all old souls because life is continuing. We keep recycling. So we recycle till we get off the karmic wheel. But if you don't go in to the root, to the source, to the point of origin of what's going on with you, then you're not doing any healing. You're doing what's called surface.
Mm.
And you've been trained, programmed to believe that healing hurts. But they're saying in the gym world, no pain, no gain. So you take that, what someone says, and you incorporate that and you internalize it, and therefore you feel like that you don't want to do it because it's gonna hurt.
Right.
Well, guess what? It's how you choose. It's how you choose to look at it.
Uh-huh.
Because when you truly are ready to bring a healing, to come to a place of wholeness, it doesn't matter. When you're willing to give up to your life for something, when you're willing to surrender, but see, that's just it. None of us, how many, have you surrendered all? Have you surrendered to your vagina? Have you surrendered to your womb? Have you surrendered to your journey, to your path? Because it comes back to surrendering.
Yes.
When we're so caught up into perception or how things look or what the people are going to say or what people are going to feel.
Yes.
We need validation here, and we need to be able to do this, and we need to be able to do that. But you're not coming from the Wombifest. So when I deal with sisters, if you're not coming from your womb, I just chuckle because I'm going to ask you when I do my medicine with you, when you word sound, where do you word sound from? That's what I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
And when you talk, when you tell me where you word sound from, then let me know exactly where you are in consciousness.
Yes.
Because it's the Wombifest that brings forth the manifest. You got to go to the womb. You have to come back to what you know to be true. Not last Wednesday on Musa, you said that you went to the agape.
Uh-huh.
And you said that he asked,
yes,
where is a divine feminine? Well, everybody's asking that, but the divine feminine is wherever the womb is.
Uh-huh.
That's where it is. So if you look around, it's all around you. How many wombs is out here?
Right.
So the divine feminine is all over this planet. The motherverse is everywhere.
Yes, indeed.
Now, you might not be aware that your womb is the creator, that your Wombifest brings forth the manifest, or that your Wombifest brings forth the womb tuition, or that your Wombifest brings forth the Wombifestation, Wombtress. You know, I'm very cautious. I don't want to use the word cautious, but I pay attention to word sounds. You know, so often I hear people, oh, I believe, so B-E-L-I-E. That means belie.
Right.
So what do you belie? Superstition. When you belie in things you don't understand, when you belie in things that you stand under, then you suffer. So you got to listen to what's being said. That means that belie means that it's no truth. That means you're standing under something is standing under you. You stand under something. That means it's over you. Then you suffer. But when you know the understanding, then you don't suffer. Knowledge. Know the ledge. And if you know the ledge, then you won't fall off.
That's right.
See, we've been sold a bill of goods because we're following someone else's teaching. How many of us practice African spirituality? Very few. So we'll go to the Zen, we'll go to the Buddhist, we'll go anywhere but to African spirituality. Why? Because we've been told that's bad.
Yeah.
So everything comes back to good and bad. Everybody wants to deal with the beneficial energy, but no one wants to deal with the unbeneficial.
Right.
Do you ever talk to somebody? I don't say, oh, everything is good. Really now? Well, if everything is good, what happens when you got the chaos? How you handle that?
How do you handle the bad? How do you handle the chaos, the low?
How do you handle the chaos?
Yes.
You got to have the chaos in order to have the order. That's how the universe is ran. When the mothers were in the temples, and the temples was toppled, that was chaos. Blood was shed. The babies were chopped up, and the women was raped. The temples and the tombs, all of that was torn up. So why wouldn't that same chaos when the mothers are coming back, being returned, being restored? So to the daughters of the mothers, you know who you are. But if you walking around here and you ain't in your womb, and you ain't in your vagina, and you ain't talking to your womb, and you ain't talking to your vagina, and you're not using that unk, which that unk is your womb, your fallopian tubes, your womb and your fallopian tubes and your vulva, what weapon do you have of mass destruction? What magic do you have? Do you know how golden your womb and vagina is? Do you know when you're having sexual intercourse with a man, you take him to the gates of heaven? Do you know that's your source of power? Your Wombifest?
That's powerful.
Do you know that creates your dream? Because when you bringing that energy up, that energy is coming up this fine. That's that Kundalini.
Yes. You know,
so often when you just having sex to have sex, you're not creating. Well, you're creating, but you know. What are you creating?
Right.
You either create. Here's another part of my medicine. There's two ways you can create. Do you know how you can create two ways?
How?
Conscious or unconscious?
Yeah.
Which one do you choose?
Conscious all day long. You know, it's interesting.
So often we go through life unconscious. Yes.
Because you ask the question, do you know your womb? Do you know that it's golden? Do you know? And I think that that's the issue right there, is that we don't know. Because women think that, you know, they see it as dirty, they see it as bad, they see it as stinky, they see it as, you know, of everything that has been projected for us to believe about our vaginas, you know. And so it's such a tough one to peel away. And you have to be really, you know, I thought that was really good what you said about speaking to the womb and having those wombversations, because that's really the only way, because you're the only one who knows. And I think that once you know what it is and you're not afraid of it, it changes.
Right. So if you have a daughter and you have not educated her, if you have not words sounded to her about how powerful her womb and her vagina is, how's she going to know that? She's going to think all kinds of things. If you have not shown her the power of her womb, the power of vagina, not to manipulate, but to create and to raise her energy up so she can help her nation to bring a healing, how's she going to know? So because of my molestation, I hated myself. I hated having a vagina. So therefore, I had a fibroid the size of a 13-week penis. So we create the illness. As my teacher, Billy Topatati, says, the issues are in your tissue. So whatever's in your tissue is going to manifest itself right on up out of your body.
Oh, yes.
So we talk about, you know, now the buzzword now is distraction. Everything is a distraction. You created that, right? So how do you create? Conscious or unconscious? Going back to that Wombifest. The next, you with some sisters, watch and see how many few sisters are willing to talk about their vagina or their womb.
Right.
And their healing process.
Yeah.
Now, the vaginal steam was really created to help bring a healing to the womb and to the vagina. But once again, you know, some people who are on TV or whatever, they start getting them and it start being a part of that.
Yeah.
So you see, when something is sacred, how they take that agent
Yes.
and make it unsacred.
All the time.
So they use those agents because they're agents now. And so now the sacredness of getting on vaginal steam or the sacredness of going through the process of finding yourself and knowing yourself is a fad. So now they give you the word distraction. So everybody's using that word. Oh, I was distracted, but you created that distraction.
Right.
You created that. So often we're talking about, well, what's going on in the news. When you see this movie, what did you see yourself?
Yeah.
What did you create for yourself?
Yeah.
So when I'm word sounding with a sister, I don't want to hear about Sally Sue. I don't want to hear about John. I want to hear about you.
Yes.
I want to hear about what are you putting in, what are you doing to uplift yourself, to raise yourself up, to be an inspiration, to be an awakener.
Yes.
For others. Because it starts with you. If you're in your womb, you're already connected. How can you connect to something that you were born with? Oh, you got to be in alignment. Who told you that? So once again, who's giving us this information? Well, the only thing I got to do is close my eyes and be still. Just close my eyes and be still. And whatever I need is going to come. All thing I have to do is just be still.
Yes.
And know that the mother is going to give me whatever I need, whether it's good, bad, positive, negative, Wombifest. The mother is going to know what you actually need. So now guess what? If you need to but whoop, then that's the mother's responsibility.
Right. Could we talk a little bit?
God is good. Okay.
Could we talk a little bit about that?
God is also bad.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about that quote unquote bad and how people react to it and how we could shift that.
You ain't even got to shift it. I'm going to use the Bible because nobody uses the meta-netter. Nobody uses the pyramid or the causal text. So I have to use what everybody uses. And it says, let the wheat and the tare grow up together. And then when the wheat and tare grows up together, then guess what? The tare will eventually separate. So that means let all of whatever's inside of you, let it come up together. Why you got to try to get rid of it?
Right. So like the yin and yang symbol.
Yes. That's how I came up with the negative and the positive. And that's how I realized the light and the dark and the light. The darkness is how, if you're in the womb, what are you in? So we've been told, well, God is good. God is good. The mothers is good. Well, the mothers is bad too. Just like you good and just like you bad.
Yeah.
But see, if you dealing with that, that's that metaphysical mind. But when you dealing with the occult and you dealing with the mystic, there's no such thing as good and bad.
That's right.
There's no such thing as negative and positive. Everything just
all
is.
Energy, yeah.
So you ain't trying to decipher what's good or what's bad or what's negative or what's positive. You ain't trying to decipher what's beneficial and unbeneficial. Because guess what? It's all energy. So how are you going to tell me everything is energy? That's what you say, right?
Yeah.
So if everything is energy and everything has a frequency and everything has a vibration, how can you determine what's good and how can you determine what's bad?
Right.
How you can determine what's negative and how you can determine what's positive.
You know what?
So if a person doesn't really sound well about them, the first thing, they negative. Well, maybe they got some trauma there, and maybe they don't know their self-worth. So that's why they were sounding about themselves in a manner that isn't uplifting.
You know, there's something interesting about the terms when you said alignment and who said that. And that's true. And it's something like it's definitely something that I use, alignment, being in alignment. And then there's the thing about this is one that I used to use all the time until recently. And I really got it from a song from Lauryn Hill that she used to say two MCs can't exist in the same place at the same time. It's against the laws of physics because physics says that two energies that are not in the same frequencies, they're not able to exist in the same place at the same time. But we're finding out that now that's not true because two different energies do exist at the same place at the same time. Often, just like the yin and yang symbol, just like when two people are of different mindsets, but they have to exist in the same physical place together. If it were up to that philosophy before, then it would be impossible. So it really is just kind of like a testament to what you're saying of, somebody says something and that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what they believe. And they believe it for so long that they think it's true, but it's not.
So once again, believe it's be lie.
Mm-hmm.
Who's giving you your truth? Are you going to stay in the metaphysical realm forever, or are you going to go to the occult, the hidden, and the mystic? The mystic surrenders. The mystic knows because the mystic can see. The mystic does nothing. The mystic doesn't stand under anything. The mystic overstands and understands.
Yeah.
That is, you dealing with the energy, and you dealing with the frequency, and you dealing with the vibration. It's in you. Because guess what? If it wasn't in you, then a person wouldn't be able to kill.
Yeah.
A person wouldn't be able to steal.
Right.
Or a person wouldn't be able to lie. But we want to call that a bad person.
Yeah.
Really? You have the same capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a choice. Because the voice, the devil, the little back is going to say, go on, do that. And the other voice is going to say, no, I wouldn't do that as you. Because you see in you as the shadow exists. But we want to hide the shadow. We want everybody to think that we nice. Nice is a damn nondescript, excuse me, it's a nondescript word. There's nothing about nice that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kindness. And even then, you beat yourself up. Well, I said this, so I did. Well, forgive yourself, forgive the person, and keep it moving.
Right.
That don't mean you gotta. Just because you know how we get out, children when they get mad at each other, they take their marbles and go home. I ain't gotta like you. I ain't gotta sit out the same straw as you.
Yeah.
So when it comes time to get this medicine, let's get busy.
Yeah.
If you got a vision, and I can see your vision, and I can see how to help bring your vision forth, I'm all with that.
Yes.
That don't mean I'm going to stop mine.
Right.
But I mean, I can't assist you, I can't help you, but I can Wombifest, and we can Wombifest with this a relationship. Wombs moving together. The Wombifesting it out. The womb tuition is talking. The Wombifestation is coming. Oh, see that thing. And that mind and that heart is moving together as one. So in order for anything to move, it has to start in the vagina, and it moves to the sacral, which is that womb, and it goes to where that emotional center is, that solar plexus. It goes to whenever somebody says something about you, you store it right there in your stomach.
Yeah.
And then when you can clean all of that up because you started with your vagina, it doesn't matter if someone likes you or not. Oh, they was talking about me. So, okay, give them something to talk about. Let them talk about you. Talk about me.
Right.
I don't care. You don't have to like me. I don't care. It doesn't matter whether you like me or not. What matters is how I feel about me.
That's right.
What I words sound about me. What I think about me. You go back to the church. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Now my sister, now my brother, me. It's okay to be selfish, selfless. Because if you don't take care of yourself,
Who's going to do it?
And it don't mean you have to be whole and complete before you inspire somebody else. Because everything that I do, it's for the inspirement to lift others if that's what you choose. I didn't come here to teach. I didn't come here to preach. I came to be.
That's what it is.
So there's somebody, they're not right. They're not serving. Well, who are you to tell them to serve?
Right.
Who are you to tell them what to do? If they choose not to serve, so be it. But if they serving themselves, then they serving.
You know what's so crazy? Some people think that they're supposed to tell people what to do, and that comes from that patriarchal programming.
Yes.
You got to tell somebody what to do because they don't know what to do on their own.
Well, they don't serve. They ain't serving. Well, maybe they didn't come to serve. Do you know what their purpose and destiny is? Oh, here's another one. If they don't, they didn't treat somebody right. Well, they had to do that in order for that person to see something about themselves.
Right.
Someone has to be the agent.
Yes.
Someone has to decide that I'm going to act like this because when I act like this, then it will create a chain reaction for you, for something you need to do, something you need to see about yourself.
See?
But we want everybody. We didn't come here to be the same.
You took me back to, this is my favorite thing to point out, and is the Judas. You know how Judas had to do what he did so that Jesus could do what Jesus did. And so it's like when we have somebody that breaks our heart or does us wrong or whatever it is that we think, it's like we have to appreciate that situation because that's what we get to grow from. That's the challenge that's necessary so that we can get to the other side. And I think that that's the issue that we have in this world, that people look at so-called problems and challenges as things that will destroy you and that you can't, you should never have these in your life. They train people to believe that you're not supposed to have challenges. You're supposed to live a life of bliss all the time.
Well, once again, if we call ourselves a crystal, and if we are a crystal, then we're piezoelectric, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you apply pressure, what happens? You gotta have some pressure.
Yeah.
Because when you wrap that crystal, is that crystal applying pressure? So when you apply pressure to that crystal, what does that crystal do?
Starts to crack up.
It emanates.
Oh, yes.
It emits.
Yes.
It gives out its true self in its true form, right?
Mm-hmm.
It becomes powerful, right?
Yes.
So if you apply pressure if the pressure is being applied, what are you going to do? You're either going to fold or you're going to unfold.
Yes.
This is about spiritual unfoldment.
Mm-hmm.
Or spiritual foldment. You can either fold or you can unfold. Which one you choose to be? I choose to spiritually unfold. This is my spiritual unfoldment, not my spiritual foldment.
When you look at it in that way, it's funny because as you're saying that, in my mind, I'm just seeing all of these spirits unfolding and like lifting up by choice, of course. But it makes me think about how when you look at it like that, your perception shifts and the challenges of the world don't really look so bad. It looks like the opportunity for everybody to unfold because everybody's experiencing a challenge at some level. And if they're able to unfold from that, then that's just the beginning of, that healing.
But you call it a challenge. Is it you created that? So is it really a challenge? You created it.
Mm-hmm.
You needed it. You brought it forth so you could see something about yourself. So you could either unfold or fold.
But what if I like challenges? Like, what if
same thing.
Yeah. Because it's like when I see...
Okay, then guess what? It becomes a challenge. And so, therefore, it's a fight.
Yeah, I see it like an exciting thing.
I created this.
Uh-huh.
Right. I created this. So there's no fight in this. I don't have to fight it. I created it. I just gotta love it.
Yes.
I'm going to love it right on up out of me.
Mm.
See, when you sprinkle that love is the magic. So when you create something, you can create it consciously or unconsciously. You're the star you're the producer, you're the director, you're the actor, and you can uncreate it just as well as you created it.
That's the truth.
So when you create something, and if you fight it, then guess what? It becomes trouble. It becomes a challenge. But if it comes and you look at it and say, you know what? I called you forth. I called you forth because you're my friend.
Yeah.
And you truly my friend because there's something I need to see, and there's something I need to get. So now we're going to talk about the Bible now. Let's talk about Jacob. Jacob had a dream, right? And in the dream, he was wrestling with this angel. And what did Jacob tell her? Hey, I'm going to wrestle with you until you bless me. Bless what? Blissfulness. So if you have the dream and the Wombifest, and you created this experience, this opportunity, because once again, you use the word opportunity. And you created this opportunity for you to fold or unfold. Now, if you fight that opportunity, what happens? If you see it as a challenge, that's kind of like a resistance.
Yeah,
right?
You're resisting it. It's going to be hard.
A challenge. Look at the word challenge. You feel a resistance when you hear the word challenge. But when you hear the word opportunity,
gotcha,
or to fold or unfold, I always ask people, pay attention to what you feel.
And you're right.
Because we're going according to what we've been told.
Yes. And when I do say challenge, I do think hard. I do think, it's about to be a challenge. But when I think opportunity, that changes it. So thank you, Minister OJME. I will use
You're welcome.
opportunity instead of challenge.
They want us to think that. Perfect example. You're talking to a sister, and she's trying to bring forth a Wombifest. She's going through right now. Maybe she got some trauma, some drama, because some sisters love trauma and drama.
Right.
And she's at this point where she's created this condition. Let's call it a condition. She's created this condition. So instead of her loving the condition, she's talking about the condition. And the more she talks about the condition, the more the condition gets bigger.
Yeah.
And the more the condition grows. Until guess what? She done created a nightmare. What you think you bring about.
Yes.
What your word sound becomes real.
Absolutely.
In the beginning was the Word.
The
and
Word.
The Word was with the mothers.
Ooh.
And the Word became life.
That's really important.
And the Word became a sound.
Yes.
Yes.
And that sound has vibration. And that vibration has movement that penetrates us. Yes.
And a frequency. Yes.
People don't. Do you remember that term? This is back in the day. I know you got to remember this one. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was the worst thing anybody could ever teach anybody.
But guess what? But if you allow the word to hurt you, then that's what it's going to do, right?
Yeah.
But when you know that you're not what that person says, how can it hurt you?
True.
That's their word.
That's
you
it.
You can either internalize it or you cannot internalize it. But if you give that word that power, then that word is going to hurt you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
But if you don't give it any power, and if you say, you know what, I created you, thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Everybody, I don't care what's going on. I don't care how my body aches. I don't care how thankful and grateful.
Yeah. Yes.
When I sit in that thankfulness and gratitude, nothing else, I don't see anything else. And there's days my body aching there. There's days when just like we say, you got to keep your vibration high. Well, I might be vibrating low, but that don't mean that I'm down and out.
Right.
That just means I just got to be still.
Yeah, it's just kind of knowing.
Everything, the spirit world runs on your nervous system. So you got to create a harmony with that nervous system. So if you always vibrating high, when something comes down, you're going to burn out.
I'm so glad for the clarifications today on this session. I learned that everything doesn't have to be in alignment. I learned that, the importance of just being still, and you don't really have to know what to do. You just be still. And what was the other one that I really liked? It escapes me, but this session was full of them, very necessary tools and jewels that I got to go back and listen to once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Minister Oyeyemi is from the Queen Mother's Ancestral Palace, and that is where this information is coming from the Queen Mother's Ancestral Palace. That is the space where I Minister Oyeyemi resides, and we're so grateful here at Master Vibration 13 for this collaboration with the Queen Mother's Ancestral Palace. And I wanted to say that this, everything happens just the way that it should. And I'm always very tickled about this, the grand rising of the matriarch, because everything happens in order. And, the Queen Mother Sacral Ancestral Palace is a great help for me personally. And I have followed the teachings and I've learned so much, and it's a wonderful thing. Oh, the other thing that I learned was about being in the same space at the same time, these energies and the low energy. I always would tell people, to vibrate high, keep your vibration high, keep your vibration high. That's me. I was always saying that. And so today I say that no more, because I learned that no, we want to have it. And there's another thing you taught me, and I don't think you talked about this on the session. We were talking about this off air, but that it's not about balance, it's about harmony. And that was really powerful too. So this was a very enlightening session for me, and I thank you, and I thank I'm Minister Reddy, and I want to send major love and harmonious vibrations
Yes.
to her family,
Yes.
so that things can flow and go smooth, and what she is going through at this time. I believe that she had sent us the name.
Yes, gently and joyously and harmoniously.
Yes,
I think it was Pamela Hamilton.
Pamela Hamilton. She is buried with her husband and died days later. Ache. This is I am very happy to see that people are recognizing the transformation of energy in a more beneficial way, to see it as it is and not in this horrible sense of end. So that's a wonderful thing. And so it's been an amazing night. Ache to all of the ancestors and all of the energies that are crossing over and, helping us on the other side. This has been an amazing experience to be here and host when I'm supposed to host. And it takes me a little tiny bit out of my comfort, but not so much. I still did it, so I'm happy about that. We're going to continue the conversation about this womb healing tomorrow night. I'm going to be with I Minister Symphony from Mother of Pearls, and we're going to be talking about recently I discovered something that was very powerful, and I think that we talked about this. I can't remember right now on which one it might have been in the sacral healing, but that I learned that my sexual abuse, I always believed that it started at 8 years old, and it actually started at 5 years old. And I wondered why that was so important, why it made such a difference, because I'm like, a kid is a kid, but the way that your mind operates and what starts to develop is very different. And it just answered so many questions for me in my life. And it was, having that information allowed me to be able to dissect what is happening in my life currently and see how it all makes sense, how it all created what it is. I created everything in my life. Everything in my life came from my choice and the creation that happened from my vagina in my womb. So to hear it explained the way that you explained it tonight, I Minister Oyeyemi, it's like I didn't ask for this to be so clear. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just love the way things flow, and it has to do with what's currently happening, and it's just an amazing and wonderful thing, and it makes me grateful for the opportunity to continue to thrive on this journey. So tomorrow night, I believe it's at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time that we connect for the sacral healing. So join us on that one. We're going to kind of dissect this a little bit more and get into it. And let me tell you, it is not easy work. Nah, you hear me smiling, but it ain't easy. It's not easy at all. It's not supposed to be. But the reward is really blissful. It's really blissful, and I appreciate that. So with that, we're expecting that Our Minister Reddy should be back with us next Friday for the Grand Rising of the Matriarch. We'll keep you guys posted on what that's going to be. This Woosah Wednesday, haven't really gotten exactly. We've been on a roll with perception and accountability and all these different things. So I'm going to give you a surprise on what that's going to be on Wednesday. Stay tuned at mastervibration13.com so that you can see what that is. I'm going to yield the floor back to you, Minister Oyemi, so that you can take us out. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be with you here tonight.
Thank you for actually having the grace, the patience, the presence of your energy, your setting, your love, and providing the sacred space so that we could have this platform. Because without Master Vibration Liar 13, this couldn't be. Who opens their heart and their mind? Who opens their sacred space and allow other ministers to come and to share their wisdom without looking for anything? So I thank you. I thank our Minister Reddy for her energy and her shade. I feel her. I thank each our minister that's a part of the Master Vibration Liar.
Yes.
This chakra cleanse is one of the most deepest, unfolded, unexperienced opportunity that you can have when you're willing to sit at the feet of the Master. You're the Master.
That's it.
When you're willing to sit and surrender to the Master and be the initiate on the path, the devotee, the disciple, your spiritual unfoldment, the bliss, the joy, the harmony, the wholeness, the completeness, the gifts, the love, understanding, overstanding, the fruits is what you will receive. Now, what season of the fruit that you're in this Wombifestation manifestation? So I thank and honor each and every one of you all. Check us out. Master Vibration Liar 13, SED 13. Have a whole, complete, marvelous,
When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy of the air. When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must sing. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the inspiration. I am animation. I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am Zip, Pepper, Sass, Punch, Bounce, Moxie, Mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13.